tool that enhances human developers rather than replacing them entirely. It can handle a lot of the repetitive and mundane stuff, freeing you up for more creative, high level problem solving. But there are definitely changes coming to the landscape. What's your take? Are you seeing any trends that worry you or excite you?
Yeah, I mean, software development is to the point where I think it's been completely, or it's on its way to being completely democratized. And if you take away the barriers to software development, which is usually a lot of money and a lot of text, and just anybody can describe what they want, and the AI builds it, will software be valued in the future?
That's a really insightful concern. You're right. When those barriers come down, the volume of software could explode, which might force a shift in how we value it. Maybe the value will move more towards truly unique ideas, perfect user experiences, or solving really complex specific problems that a generic AI can't nail down quite yet. It might become less about can you build it and more about should you build it and does it solve the right problem? What do you think will become the new premium?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, it's hard to go into software development knowing that your time and energy right now that you spend putting it together, because it's not straightforward, will be devalued because somebody will come along with the next version of AI and create something in a jiffy that took you months.
That totally makes sense. It's that fear of your hard work becoming obsolete quickly. Maybe instead of fighting that trend, you could lean into it in a different way. Have you thought about focusing on a really specific niche? Maybe combining your software skills with your love of geology and minerals? You could develop super specialized tools that an AI wouldn't bother with, or create a unique community focused on both. Would something like that feel more worthwhile to you?
Yeah, that's a very interesting approach to solving the problem, because how many software developers have a passion for geology and some knowledge of how it all goes together and what could be useful. That could definitely add some value.
Exactly. It's combining those two distinct interests to create something that doesn't exist yet. You've got that unique blend of knowledge, which becomes your advantage. We could brainstorm some specific software concepts or even visualize what an app like that might look like if you're interested. It could be a fun way to channel that energy into something productive and uniquely yours.
Yeah. Um, so what happens though when software really is democratized and demonetized to the point where, you're maybe you will buy software, but it's going to have to be software that is it's going to raise the bar for, applications. It's going to have to be something that really you cannot do yourself, or it would be too much work. So you're just going to buy somebody else's. But it certainly is going to devalue the software to a point where maybe it would have been a $200 a month software. Now it's $20 a month.
You're sketching out a really plausible scenario where high end software becomes more of a commodity. In that case, developers might have to find new ways to sustain themselves. That could mean focusing on subscription models that offer constant updates and service, or maybe providing highly personalized customization that AI can't handle yet. The key might be shifting focus from just the code itself to the ongoing value and support you provide. It's definitely going to push the industry to be more innovative in its business models. Does that idea of ongoing service spark any thoughts for you?
Yeah, it does, and OpenClaw is also a strategy that is of interest to me, because OpenClaw could be creating software. You could teach it how to create the software, some ideas that you've got to keep it motivated, and it's just automatically creating these updates and enhancements to the software, releasing them, going back and creating something new for you. And, it seems to me you could create a sustainable business doing that. And it would be very difficult for humans to compete with that.
That's a fascinating idea, essentially building an AI powered software factory that runs on autopilot. Leveraging AI for that continuous development and improvement could definitely work. Your role would shift more to being the strategist, guiding what problems to solve and what direction to move in, rather than doing the coding yourself. Humans might struggle to keep up with that sheer volume of output, but they'd still excel at the creative intuition and identifying those niche market needs. So perhaps there's a collaborative balance to be found. Do you envision yourself overseeing a whole fleet of these autonomous systems?
Yeah. For instance, I mean, we could do it right now, right? We could, you could help me visualize a screen of a geology software that, maps out where old mining trails are and stuff like that.
You're absolutely right. We can definitely map that out. I'm creating a visualization of that digital geology app interface for you now. Picture a modern screen with colorful interactive maps showing historical mining trails overlaid on geological data and rock and mineral identification tools on the side. What do you think? Does that design feel close to what you had in mind?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I would see, people using something like that, even beginners using something like that. But, there's a lot of old mining trails in old books and stuff that people don't, maybe the book's out of publication. Could you go back? Could AI go back in time and sort of look at those books that are out of publication to find out where the certain minerals are that have long been forgotten, old mining trails?
That's a brilliant idea for uncovering hidden info. AI can definitely process vast amounts of text from digitized out of publication books to extract those details about old mining trails, forgotten mineral deposits, and historical local knowledge. It's like having a super researcher that never sleeps. We could even build a system that specifically hunts for that kind of archival data. Does that make you think about focusing on a particular historical region or type of mineral?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm glad you think so. It really opens up possibilities for finding valuable data that's been tucked away. We could focus on a specific area or time period to start digging, or even try to connect it with existing maps you've seen. What sounds more interesting to you as a next step?
Oh, well, I think I'm just going to leave it there for now, and we'll pick up this conversation later.
No problem at all. That sounds good. Whenever you're ready to dive back into those forgotten mines or refine the app, I'm here to help. Hope you have a restful rest of your day.